Hello, welcome back to the Poinsettia series. This is video number 3. I call it part 3. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, you may want to revisit those so that you can catch up with what we're about to do in part 3. Before we go any further, please like, drop a comment, and subscribe to this channel. Alright, first thing is first, we need to recap on our last video, which was pinching. We pinched a lot of plants here, and I showed you guys how to actually pinch poinsettias and the purposes and reasoning for doing that. Now I'll show you the results of what we pinched the last time and where they are right now, which is this. Now we're starting to see bushy plants, and if you look in here, you can see the scar where the plant was pinched. For these plants which are pinched, the only remaining operation here now is taking them, because remember the purpose of pinching was to get these plants to be bushy and wider and to have that funnel shape. So when we stake them, this is what I do. You stake them and then tie. You use a string to tie, and then you keep another stake there. You stake them around this way, because the plant is not as tall right now. We want to start supporting these branches so they don't flap over, and they'll keep growing that way until they reach the size where they can actually start blooming. So for now, we stake and maintain the compatibility of the plant, so the plant needs to be a little bit more compact. So this is what's happened after the actual pinching. If you saw the part 2 video where I was pinching plants, you will see it's the same plants which I pinched 3-4 weeks ago. So that was a recap for the previous video. Now today we want to show side shooting. Not all plants are pinched. Some of them, where we want them to grow, depending on the variety, we want them to grow taller and wider. They can do it by themselves without pinching them. So for that, we do something called side shooting. We have to remove the side shoots. So instead of pinching the top, this time we are removing the side shoots. The end product of that is a plant like this. You can see the side shoots are gone, so the plant is really airy here, but still it's really full on the top, and this is where we're expecting to have our flowers. These plants won't even need stakes because the stems are really thick and steady, so they won't need any support. They will just become big, bushy, tall plants, and this is because we did some side shooting. So this is the end result. I will bring in a plant which hasn't been touched yet. So I have a plant here. This one is full of side shoots, and the operation here is to remove the side shoots. Remember, if you saw part 1 of the video, these plants were put 4 in a pot. So you have 4 stems in here, but they have so much side shoots, and we want to start doing that. So we'll start removing the side shoots to leave one stem which goes up. You don't want your plants to be branching while you're expecting it to start blooming at some point. You want all that energy to be concentrated on the top. Not only that, but it also looks way more neat and clean and pest management. But the most important factor and part of this is to remove these branches so that the plant concentrates energy on where you want the flowers to be. Because if you leave these side branches, the plant will start blooming on them too, and therefore you will have smaller and not really good looking flowers. Okay, so these branches, like you can see here, all you have to do is come closer to it and basically remove that one. That's a branch, so you take it off. So you actually, what you're doing really is just taking off these branches. We call them side shoots, which are basically just side branches, because the plant will be branching, and that's what you don't want. And a better angle from here. So that's the side branch. You want to do that. don't remove the leaves, just remove the shoots, which are actual branches. So you leave leaves, but you remove the branches. See, this one has another branch over here. We'll take that one off. That's a branch too. Take that one off. You take these smaller ones because they will become big at some point. So you clean all of these up. There we go. Have this one down here. Remove that too. And there is a smaller one there. So now when you open it up, the plant looks like that. So you don't have any branches, it's just the leaves and the top. And the top is the one which is going to give you flower there. So those are two. Go to this one, same thing. You remove that one. Go to that one. And there is a bigger one. Remove that. Take that off. So what I'm doing here, I'm just removing the branches. You can see that's a big branch. You take it out. Just leave the leaves. No leaves. Just leave the leaves. Don't take out the leaves. Just take the branches off. Go down here. There is one. Take that off. These smaller ones are gonna become bigger too at some point. The big ones get out. That one, take it off. Take that one off. Right, and there. So you have this plant which has no side branches whatsoever. So you end up with a plant looking like that. That's how you do it. And you can see the top of it there. So this is where we're expecting the flowers to form without any side shoots. Alright. These plants in here are a little bit more developed than the ones we just did because those were the ones I wanted to show how we do it. But these ones were done a couple of weeks ago, and you can see how the plant is now strong. You can see the stem is really strong and sturdy, and it's becoming really thick. And the plant is very healthy because it was side shooting. The shoots were removed from the sides. And you can see the plant is so ready to shoot out those bracts and become a nice, beautiful, showy poinsettia plant. So that's what happens when you follow these procedures and steps. And when you do side shooting, that's what you're expecting to do. And for plants which were pinched, you can see the pinched plants start producing all these other branches which are not that, they are a little whimsy, they are not as strong as the one which is side shooted. But the advantage is this plant is going to be really blowing up like really bushy and wider, and it will have more flowers on it. All this depends on actually what your end result was to be. This is exactly why we stake these plants and then we put ties in them, so that because the branches are so like they are not as thick, they can support themselves. So we need to support them so they don't fall all over the place. That's the staking part. So you just stake it and then tie a ribbon around it so that this supports the plant not to fall over all over the place. It grows that way. But the branches are so many of them, but they are not as strong. And that completes part 3 of the Poinsettia series. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment to these videos. Thank you very much and have a blessed day. Bye bye.